Okay, so today I'm going to talk about thermal imaging of using your psychic powers to spin a spinner. And some people have claimed that they think, well, it might be thermal energy, thermal convection causing the spinner to spin. But first of all, from a theoretical point of view, thermal energy is driven by gravity. When you heat something up, the air rises, and then when it gets cold, it falls, and so it can't be thermal energy because this is spinning in a transverse direction, not a vertical direction. So it absolutely cannot. Here we have a spinner, and here we have a FLIR thermal camera. Let's take a better look at this. Anyway, so I've modified the FLIR so I can put take video with it, because normally you can't take video with these things. Okay, and we'll try to look at the thermal energy here, because if we take our hand here, let's start recording here. So here's our thermal spinner, and here's my hand, and if I put it near here, we can try to make the device spin. It's a little bit cold in here today. So let's see, what's the temperature of my hand? It's about 81, 82 degrees according to this guy. Okay. I'll try to relax and get it to spin. Make sure it's not caught. It has a little place where it gets caught. So. Anyway, so what we're really interested in is like to put this under a glass, because when you put it under the glass, that eliminates any outside thermal convection. And we'll try to spin it. It takes a little bit more concentration to be able to do this. I don't know if you can see through the glass, because the IR imager really can't see through there. We can take a look at the energy of our hand, though. Okay, they're starting to spin. You can see the thermal energy doesn't really penetrate the glass. Okay, and there we go. We've had to concentrate quite a bit to get it to spin. Like I said, convection goes up and down. It doesn't drive things in a transverse direction, because convection is gravity driven. Okay, if we look at our hand, I guess there's a hot spot right in the center of our hand. My hand, I should say. And I don't know if you can see the double line. With these cameras, they actually have a visual focal plane, a visual camera that's overlaid with it. Sometimes they're not exactly overlaid, but that allows you to see details visually that you wouldn't see normally. So it's very interesting that the center of my hand seems to have a higher temperature than the rest of it when I'm doing this telekinesis type phenomenon. I'm not really seeing the, well, let's take a look under here. We'll lift it back up. It's not really particularly hot down there. Okay. Anyway. Spin it some more without the glass so you can see what's happening with my hand. Try the other hand. Again, if you look at the center of my hand, it does seem to be quite a bit hotter right in the center, and that's where the energy tends to come out for this telekinesis type effect. Make sure it's not caught. There's a little hole there it gets caught on. Like I said before, it's much easier to spin it without the glass, but you have to worry about air currents at that point. I'm actually holding my breath when I'm doing this, so that there is no air currents from my breath. And concentrating on attracting it, then I can concentrating on repelling it. Let's try one second. Okay, so here is a heat lamp that I have. It puts out about 250 watts. Let me get our other camera going. Okay. So heat lamp. And let's turn the heat lamp on. Okay. And the temperature is, let's look right into there. 345 degrees. Okay. So it is. Let's try that again. Here's our heat lamp. We'll turn it on. It is hot. That thing is super hot. Okay. look right into that.
So we're looking at about 300 or 400 degrees, and we'll shine it at our spinner thing here.
And if you look, I'm afraid I'm going to crack the glass, but it is not moving at all. Right? Let's zoom in a little bit. So we have our super hot heat lamp here, right? Several hundred degrees hot. And we're shining it right at our spinner. And our spinner is not moving. It's not even budging. I don't want to catch some on fire. But it is definitely not a thermal effect. It's not moving at all. No matter what I do, I'll move it around, whatever. See that? Spinner is not spinning. Okay, let me turn this off before I break something. Anyway, here's our thermal image of that. See, the glass is super hot, but the spinner is not spinning at all. So anyway, I think this proves beyond a shadow of a doubt, besides the theory says that it can't possibly be thermal, that the experiment also says it is not a thermal effect. It is another form of energy. Okay, so we put our spinner inside of a glass that's open at the top, so we can put a FLIR camera up here and watch. And let's see what the thermals look like. Looking at the spinner. Okay, so here's our spinner, and I will attempt to try to spin it. I'm going to put my hands on the side of the glass. Try to relax and concentrate. Here we are looking at the thermal imaging from inside the glass tube. The glass tube is completely sealed at the top. I put tape around all the open edges, so there's absolutely no air currents in there.
spinning solely from the telekinetic field. I'm concentrating to make it spin in this direction. Sometimes the FLIR camera has to pause for a second while it recalibrates. That's why there's jumps in the video. The screen freezes for a second as it recalibrates. Anyway, this is a infrared spinner inside of a closed vessel, closed glass vessel, being spun with psychotronic energy, and we're looking at the far infrared emitted from the glass and from the objects to see what's going on inside. It's very interesting. Anyway, this is Dr. Jaynes, and thanks for watching.